Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask a Creative. Today we have one of our favourite authors with us, Sandra Bennett. Welcome, Sandra.
Thanks, Michelle. That's a lovely thing to say. I appreciate that.
Yes, you've been with us for a long time now, so it's lovely to have you back talking about book four. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. This one is called Tracks in the Mist. Before we talk about this one, give us a little bit of a backstory on the whole series because it honestly is one of Tommy's favorites.
Oh, that's great. That's lovely to hear. I love this series. It's something I've really put my heart and soul into, I think. It started off with Secrets Hidden Below. I'll give you a quick flash. And when that got picked up and the publisher asked for the 3-book series, I was so excited to get that offer. And you know yourself, not everything gets carried on in the series. So she ended up doing the 2. Then she ended up doing that one as well, Lighthouse in Time. But then I had to take over from there. So, but it's a fabulous little series because it's so adventurous and it's all Australian based and it's fiction and non-fiction. I love the fact that it's bridging that gap for readers between those who like non-fiction and those who like fiction, and they learn to come together. So it's they're learning and they're enjoying and that they're getting hooked on reading, which is always my key for writing. I want kids to get hooked on reading because literacy is so important to them, or to me for that matter.
And I think one of the great things about the type of books you write is that they are so inclusive because having that little bit of nonfiction information in it makes it so appealing to neurodiverse kids. Like they love the fact that what you're saying is something they can go and fact check and they can really
Yes,
deep dive into it. I think that's why Tommy loves it so much because he knows it's fiction, but at the same time he's like, I know that's real. I know what she's saying is correct. So I think that's,
exactly.
something that makes the series so popular. So tell me about Tracks in the Mist. What's this one about?
Tracks in the Mist, it came about, it was never going to be written actually. It was originally only going to be the 3 books, but it came about because at the end of book 3, something happens, which I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but something happens. So I had a lot of kids asking me, what happens now? I need to know what's going to happen next. So I thought, okay, I'm going to write this one now. And then I had to figure out where I was going to set it. And I always had wanted to set a story in Tasmania. So that's what I did. I thought, let's find the perfect deep south wilderness that I can find. So it's about the southern wilderness in Tasmania. And it takes the kids on this journey through there looking for something. I won't say what they're looking for or how it gets there. And in so doing, they come across other endangered animals. They come across poachers, and there's this big race for everyone's looking for this particular animal at the time. But in doing so, they then find something else as well. And of course, the hint of what they actually find is on the cover. I don't know if you can see it there. And so
We can.
there's that whole thing of does that actually still exist anymore or not? So
Yes.
because we all know the last thylacine was actually died in captivity in Hobart in 1936. But there's always that theory of people saying, well, maybe they are still out there. Maybe they have just retreated into the wilderness somewhere and we've not found them. So I've taken that and run with it. So
Yeah, we spent a week in the southernmost part of Tasmania. There's no phone reception. There's just forest all around you. And
isn't it gorgeous?
it's gorgeous. We loved it. We fell in love with Tasmania and we loved that we were in this remote part. And just talking about that, I can 100% believe that there are so many things there that we don't know because,
It's so dense.
so dense.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't know what could possibly be
I
in
know,
there.
right? And it's mysterious and it's green and you don't know. Oh, I love that idea, and I do want to hope that that's true. Like a part of me is like,
Yeah.
I do want to hope that yeah, I think you're writing it into existence. I hope that's a real thing. And I also love that you not only put factual information into your books, but the locations that you write about are places that kids can visit as well. How important is it to you to write locations that are authentic and real?
I think it's everything, because for that exact reason, I can go and explore it first, which I always do. So
Mm.
because that helps me write the scenes, because you can use all your senses better if you've been there. And then I can help the kids feel like they're there, but then I can encourage them and entice them to actually want to go there and experience it themselves. And that's got to help with their imagination and creativity themselves. It just opens that whole world of awareness of what else is out there for me to go and explore. And if I can go and explore that, maybe I can go and explore something else somewhere else. Teach them to be brave and get out into the environment and look after it.
You're
Because
amazing, Sandra. The fact that you're doing that with your stories and it's working and kids are responding, like that just to me is like 100% proof that you are absolutely on the right track. I love the way that you can take something and make it so inclusive and authentic and real. And it's such a testament to even how far this series has progressed, and you've progressed as an author over this time. So you need to tell me, is it going to be a book 5?
no.
Oh, what?
No, this is definitely the end of the series. I decided, because the kids have to age a certain amount, like in the first book, they were 12, 10, and 8.
Yeah.
But by now they'd be at least 14, 12, and 10. And I thought, if I keep going, I've got to start going into those teenage angst type themes. And I don't want to go there, because that's not the area I want to write in. So this is it. I've rounded it off. I hope I've rounded it off. I think I have. I hope that I don't have kids coming back saying what happens next, because it's up to their imagination of what happens next.
They'll just have to write fan fiction and write it themselves, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because you are writing in other kids' genres as well, because you recently had Dragons Drumming coming out, didn't you?
Yes, I published that one in February. That's a picture book.
Yes.
So there it is there. That picture book, that's all about a little boy who's frightened of thunder and the thunderstorms. So he imagines the dragons in the sky and playing all these percussion instruments, and overcomes his fear. So I just love it. It's a gorgeous little story. Yeah.
So, how did you find the difference between writing a picture book and writing a chapter book? So is there one that you prefer over the other?
I think I still prefer writing the chapter books, to be honest. Writing a picture book is very hard. I know so many people think it's easy, but it's not.
I know, right?
I know.
Keep trying to tell people this. It's not easy.
It's not. To get that full story arc in 500 words or less and make a beautiful story is so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I automatically want to put it into rhyme, and I know I probably shouldn't. But that is in rhyme, and that has worked, thank goodness. But that has had a lot of manuscript assessment to get it to that point. But I just find, I think chapter books for me flow better because I can put so much more of my senses into it and my emotions, and so many more themes and ideas into a chapter book. So it's definitely, I think I'm more verbose.
I think it's your happy place. I think it's just a place. So what's next? What have you got? What are you working on at the moment?
At the moment, I'm still tinkering with a picture book. Having said that, I have got one I'm tinkering with. It's just not quite working yet. I know that. And then I'm starting to think about an idea for something, whether it'll be a chapter book or junior fiction. I'm not sure yet, but it's come from being overseas on our holiday. There was a couple of places where I've gone into. One was in Lucerne in Switzerland. We found this beautiful big chateau on top of a hill, and we went up to it. And when we went out the back, there's this huge, gorgeous pine forest that you could walk through. There was tracks winding everywhere through this pine forest, and I thought, there's a story in here. I could see a little witchy cottage, and I could see goblins, and
Oh, stop it. I'm in love already. Yeah,
so
whatever that is, write that. I want to read it. Whatever that is, do that. Do that.
I have to work it out yet. Yeah, it's still
I'm
a
asking,
thought
please
process.
write that book. Write that book. That would be great.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to get in contact with you to find out more about your books, about your writing process, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
They can get in contact with me through my website, sandrabennettauthor.com,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Sandra Bennett Children's Author, or Instagram, the Sandra Bennett Author as well. So all
I'll
those.
put all of the socials in the comments. So anyone watching, if you want to get in contact with Sandra, and please do, because she's amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And I really need her to have this next book published. So any publishers that are watching, please contact Sandra and get her to write this book because I really want to read it. Thank you so much, Sandra, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. I love it. It was great.
Oh, I can't wait to catch up with you again with your next book that you're coming out that you're writing for me.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'll do it.
Thank you so much for watching. Please contact Sandra if you'd like to get a copy of all of the books in her series and her latest picture book. And we'll see you again on another episode of Ask a Creative.
Bye.